Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2026 event tracker. I wanted to make a short video for you to see visually how to use this tracker and getting started, especially if you have new team members, maybe growing team members that may be taking more of a leadership role in your resident events. As we know, resident events are so important to retention, experience, networking, socializing, and an overall part of living at our communities. It's not just another event to throw together. This is something intentional that we really need to take seriously and provide really great, thought out well events. The more that we can execute, plan ahead, and thoroughly market, the more engaging our events will be. And sometimes we do have low budget events. We don't have a lot of team members. So this tracker is made to help you sort through and find easy, realistic events that you can execute well on your property. So let's get started. On your event tracker, at the top, you will see your region. Make sure that you're in your regional event tracker spreadsheet. At the bottom, you'll start seeing these tabs down here. So the event menu, this is a wide range menu of ideas and types of events that have been executed from different people's experiences and additions from my experience as well. This is a great time for you to put your experiences and things that are working well in your region on this event tracker that may inspire others. If you'd like to add to this, you can simply follow the cell and list the event name, the estimated cost of the events, a short description. What type of event is this? Is this a leasing event or a retention event? You'll see drop downs in here so we can easily keep the filtering in line. The other cells here will identify if there's food, alcohol, how many team members need to work the event, what type of category it is, so we can stay in line with our genres that we really want to be promoting at the properties as a standardizing genre of events, sticking with pet friendly, socializing, health and wellness, lobby pop ups, things like that. Then you want to choose your season. Are we doing this all year long? Is it just for spring? Is it just for winter? So make sure you identify that in this cell here. And then you can add just your notes, recommendations, set up ideas over here in these notes as well. On this other tab down here will be your blank event tracker. If you'd like to download this and make your own copy to edit, manipulate however you want, you can certainly do that. But let's leave this blank here for other people to have an example tracker as we start building this over the year. We've created an SOP, Standard Operating Procedures, and a Resources tab here. As you can see, these are the items in the checklists that you need if you're bringing in an outside vendor. For example, their services agreement. What are they delivering? How much are we paying them? A sample copy of insurance on file. And then your vendor communication templates, how you're communicating to your vendor leading up to the event, what their expectations are, where to go, where to park, all the things that we need to tell any outside vendors coming in so it's a smooth process for them as well. Here's an example checklist of what we need when you bring in an outside vendor. Obviously, their contact name, a W-9, their insurance, added to the vendor tracking sheet, making sure that we have their social media handles because we will be wanting to cross promote them throughout the process. Here we focused on some approved genre of events. So when you're ideating and thinking of events for your property, we want to keep this within the JVM fundamentals. And these are some ideas and genres of where we really want our events to fall into place. We've also created a marketing rollout checklist that we'll get to in another part of the video. So once you have identified your event menu, you're going to choose your property at the bottom here from one of the tabs. So, for example, we want to start planning these quarterly, and we have examples of different types of events that you can just plug in. But how to use the tracker is pretty straightforward. You'll start with your month. Say we're going into April. You can put in the date. So once you start typing in, it'll bring up a calendar date, your start time, end time, short description of the event, where it will be located, what type of event it is, what's the capacity for the event, and your estimated cost. And then after the event, at the end of the month, you want to come back in here and roll up everything. This is the biggest and most important thing of why we've created this event tracker, is to track our attendance, capacities, and spend on our events. So after the event, you'll come back in and do your final attendance. You'll input the final cost of the event, which has a formula that breaks it down how much we spent per person. Here you'll have a drop down of how you would rate the event. Was it a flop? Did it work really well? Was this the best event you ever had? Really be particular with these so we can track these over time of what works and what's not working for your property when we follow our thorough marketing process. And then here, you're going to have a team member or a manager input a short recap of the event and what was the highlights and the lows. Okay, so you will put these in for all of your events for each date that you have approved. If you keep following down here at the bottom tabs, you'll see an example event calendar. I think it's really important to start tracking these for the year. So as you're inputting these over the quarter, you can go ahead and look ahead. We're going to have a 4th of July. We're going to have a Labor Day. We're going to have a Halloween. These are things that are seasonal yearly events that you can really look forward to and start getting a great budget, start partnering with people, having your sponsors donate things. You can really start looking ahead versus having to do these month after month. And the more proactive we are, the less work it is on you when it comes time to execution. Your final tab here is an ideation sheet. It's always fun to ideate with your team, get everybody's input, think of new things. There's always things that we can be incorporating for our events at our properties that fall within those genres. So get together with your teams and go ahead and plan your Q1, Q2, Q3 events. And this could just be an ideation board here. It doesn't have to be anything really pretty or well thought out, but you can have this as your ideation board. So managers should download a copy of this and keep this handy so they can always keep ideating on their events for the quarter. And once you have everything in place, you'll come to your property and then we're going to put it on the tracker. So this is a great place to keep all of your approved events that you are going to execute on your trackers for your properties. Thank you so much. I hope that was helpful.